this type of technology that came out of the psychedelics and the desire to get people to a state of altered consciousness without drugs.
Right.
So coming along into this work where my background is in experiential design and art, as well as technology and more Eastern healing methodologies, it really was a thing that combined everything together. So, as Jonathan likes to say, we have been sticking our finger in a lot of light sockets in order to figure out what works best and what we can give to our communities, whether it is, people who don't have access to some of the advanced, high tech, expensive biohacking tools, or the more traditional means, because that's not part of their culture. And some of those healing modalities might be stigmatized, right? So in
Yeah.
this modality, it's really an experience. You just come in, you lie down, and we do the rest. And people will find that they go to deeper places, more expanded places than they ever thought possible. Sometimes seeing loved ones who have passed away, sometimes seeing themselves in a completely different frame of reference where you can let go of some of your old stories and see yourself in a totally new way, which creates hope and connectedness and purpose. And that's one of the reasons why it's so good for these stress and anxiety and post-traumatic stress, is because you can
Mhm.
let go of some of the older stories that you've had and really open up the door to new forms of purpose, be able to rewrite and reimagine your life. And that
Right.
really provides this, like, this really powerful, this powerful tool that we get to be a witness of.
Okay. I have to I'm going to celebrate this awareness because um, I'm just telling my listeners now that I actually experienced your reality center, and it was amazing. And I will tell you that it was definitely enlightening, engaging, and kind of taking you in, like you said, end up being very reflective. And I literally saw this figure in the distance. And my first thought was, that's my dad
Mm.
and my late father. And then as the figure started walking toward me, I'm like, no, oh my gosh, that's me. And I was like, whoa. So that was a standout moment for me. And I would tell you that when I got up from the table, it was definitely like, it's almost like I had like a hyper family reunion or something, or a hyper kind of like jetted into it was almost like simultaneously being jetted into your past and your future. And I guess that would almost end up being, if we equated that out, would be like the now. And so very powerful. And I felt really fantastic and grateful and reflective. And so, I mean, I will say from firsthand to my listeners that, these guys out in Santa Monica, it's amazing. And it's really something that I think is going to be coming to people sooner than later. Now, you often describe your technology as like digital psychedelics without drugs. Can you explain how the light, sound, and vibration create this effect in the body and the mind?
Sure. Depends on who we're talking to. Government uh, don't like to hear the word psychedelics, although in other ways that they are invested heavily into that, because, you know, an altered state of consciousness is really a different perspective of yourself, right? People use these means in order to make change and to rewire neural pathways that have maybe ingrained themselves in your behaviors and in your mind. So, psychedelic experience is really shifting your consciousness, your perception of what's possible for yourself, what's possible for the outside world. And most of the time, that's activating something that's already present within you.